Hi, my name is Victor, and welcome again. I want to share on what is over explaining and how does it affect you when you're running your business or you're just going about your business. Over explaining basically means giving too much information that your audience actually needs. Uh, your audience could be your customer, could be your colleague. This information basically goes beyond what is needed to understand a point. Basically, it's just information that does not add any value to your explanation. It tries to uh, preemptively answer questions or imagined questions that do not exist. They exist in your mind. You are trying to give too much information in with an effort of answering those imaginary questions. In sales, this usually shows up as long explanations about unnecessary details, maybe technical processes, before explaining the core value of your product. It's like you've given the least important information first, and then you've left the most important information. Basically, you are supposed to start with the value of your product to your customer before you go to the technical bit of it. But the technical bit of it, you only go to it if the customer wants to understand more. You don't have to go uh, into that. Here, you are just providing justifications that don't help the customer in making a decision. And if you are that kind of a person, here are the things that you might experience or things that might come up due to that. The first one, it will confuse your clients. Too much detail can overwhelm buyers or clients and make it hard for them to identify what matters most in all that information that you've shared. And the value you provide or why should they choose your product. So that is the most important bit. If you give too much information, they might not be able to point out exactly what is the value of your product and why should they choose your product and not your competitor's product. Number two, it dilutes your value proposition. Talking about every processes and of your product buries the key message about why your business or your product is valuable. Because remember, it's like looking for a needle in a haystack. That most important information is hidden somewhere, and therefore, by the time they dig it out, it will be maybe it will be too late, or maybe they might not be able to point it out exactly. So just instead of that, just focus on the key points, highlight the outcomes, and instead of going into all that jargon. And it might change the direction of your conversation, and therefore it will take longer for the client to engage you, to accept your product, because the conversation not be about what you are offering, but now the technical information that will not be probably will not be necessary at that particular stage of your presentation or your selling process. It might even reduce trust. Remember, if you keep justifying something for too long, some people begin being suspicious, and you reduce trust unintentionally without knowing. It makes you appear unsure, you lack confidence, and this might reduce trust. How do I avoid this trap? Number one, start with the main point there and then. Let that one be the first priority. Ensure that your main points are at the top. The others can come in later. State your key message or value first. Details can follow later, and only state these details if you are asked for them. Because sometimes they might not have asked for them, and then you give it, and then you confuse them even more. Be clear and concise. Share only the information that the audience needs. This builds trust and makes them remain attentive, or they remain focused on what you're saying. And then another option, you can give the information in bits, so that you don't confuse your audience, your clients, or even your colleagues. Uh, Speak with confidence. Remember, if you bubble a bit, or you look like you are not sure of what you're talking about, you'll lose trust. And then the last one, always listen before you respond. Or you can listen to what they are saying and then now you respond with whatever they've asked you. Because if you don't listen, you might end up not answering their questions. And therefore, basically, pay attention to what the audience asks, then tailor your message accordingly and answer them as per what they've asked. Don't just give too much information that they don't need. That's the end of this short message. Keep glued on my screen. I'll be waiting to see you in more videos. Thank you.